so good. This song is the ultimate resilience song, and for more reasons than I even imagined. I've done a bit of research on this one, and I can't wait to share with you what I've learned.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so you're back from outer space. I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon your face. I should have changed that stupid lock, I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go, walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I.
These dance moves, I know them well because I went to musical theatre school. We did a lot of first of all, she never sings I. If you say I, it's I. She's going, I will survive. I will survive. And she's allowing it to be really, really twangy, so it really cuts through. She has this really interesting tone where she moves between a twangy, kind of punchy sound and that natural warmth that she has in her tone. Her singing voice is really, really similar to her speaking voice.
Celebrates the tenacity of the human spirit.
Live without you by my side.
By my
But
side.
then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me
How?
wrong, and I grew strong.
I grew strong.
And I learned how to get along, and so you're back.
It's literally all the vowels are how to get along and now you're back. Everything's so centric for her. But you could really hear here that she is really clean, really that keeps that bright sound. But she has a lovely, lovely relaxed jaw the whole way through. Ugh, it's so beautiful. It's a weird thing to love, but vocal coaches love that lovely relaxed jaw because it's just so full of ease.
From outer space, I just walked in to find you here with that sad look upon
I love
your
this.
face. I should have changed that stupid lock, I should have made you leave your key. If I'd have known for just 1 second you'd be back to bother me. Go on now, go, walk out the door, just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Did you think I'd crumble? Did you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I.
Ah,
I will survive.
I will survive.
Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive. I will survive. Yeah.
There's so many interesting vowels. I will survive. I got all my love to give. There's no L really on the end. I've got all my love to give. It makes everything more open. Consonants are the stopper of the breath. So you're closing your mouth and that air cannot get out. P, b, g, t, l. Something that makes singing way easier is a consistent airflow. So when you have that constant stopper, it can become a little bit tricky. So what she's doing is either completely getting rid of those consonants or putting them right at the end, so it's so vowely. You know her voice, understand what is unique about her voice, but sometimes it's hard to put your finger on what it is. Instead of I will survive, that would sound weird. It sounds like Julie Andrews singing it, especially. My voice sounds like that. But without those slides, it doesn't have that style and that kind of gospel-y blues infused sound. And then she is really, really clean at moments where it is I will survive. That contrast between the dead on and the slidiness gives it this dramatic feel, yet it keeps with that disco rhythm.
Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Did you think I'd
Bye.
Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh no, not I. I will survive.
Oh no, not dead on. Oh no, not ah, with a slide on the end and a kind of slightly morphed vowel. Ah, so she's keeping it open and then closing it ever so slightly.
I will survive.
That's a dead on one. I will survive with the vibrato all the way through.
Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive.
Ah.
I've got all my life to live, and I've got all my love to give, and I'll survive.
I love that one. I'll survive. Allowing the breath to come through at the end and making it feel kind of, it's that moment of exasperation and vulnerability, but it still has strength in it. The string line is so iconic. Oh, it's so beautiful. This string line is really interesting because it's the quintessential disco lush string line. It adds to that drama. It makes it feel a little bit more connected to classical music, which gives it a classy edge, and it really accentuates the emotional peaks and valleys of the song. But it's not just the strings that are fascinating. The song was written by a man called Dino Fekaris, who was a writer for Motown Records and had just been fired, and he turned on the television when he got home, and a theme song that he had written for the film Generation was on the television, and he thought, I'm still going to be a writer. I'm gonna survive this. I will survive. And that phrase clicked in his mind and he started writing. He then teamed up with a friend of his, Freddie Perren, who was also a former employee of Motown Records and a producer. And they sat on this song for a couple of years. They didn't know who would be the right person to sing it. Freddie Perren was then working with a lesser known singer called Gloria Gaynor, and she was recording a single called Substitute, which was already a hit with a South African girl band called Clyde. Now she needed a B-side for this record, and at this point B-sides, they don't really get listened to, but he said, I think I have a song, and she listened to I Will Survive and was like, yes, this song. Now of course all the money was behind Substitute, so they went in the recording studio and they spent just about 2.5 hours on Substitute, but they had just over half an hour left, and all the instrumentalists, they had the chords, they had some basic instrumentation, but basically had to improvise around this tune, which is incredible because I would say that bass line is so iconic. Those little guitar riffs are so beautiful, and it was all done in a 35-minute session. But this song shows even more resilience because Gloria Gaynor had just had an accident, had fallen off stage, had to have surgery and was in a back brace, and her mother had recently passed away. So this is the ultimate moment of positive thinking. She said in an interview, this is why I was able to sing this song with so much conviction. And this B-side record that was not produced in the way that disco songs were normally produced, it was much cleaner, it wasn't highly produced, a lot of it was improvised, became the biggest disco hit of the time. I'd say this song is pretty resilient. Disco arms. Walk out the door. I love that. Yeah. Just those fall off the notes. You think I crumble? All these things are not often seen as the correct way of singing. Sing to the end of your note. Do you think I crumble? That's nice for certain styles of singing, but for this song it doesn't really feel appropriate. A lot of the time it's following what feels right. I've spent a lot of time thinking about vocal technique, but I don't think that there's any technique that is right and any that is wrong. There are only techniques that are right for you. There is only styles of singing that are right for you or wrong for you. And I really, really want to point that out. And my favourite part about teaching singing is helping people find awareness in their body, awareness of their voice, and awareness of what feels right to them, what their natural expression is. It may be completely different than Gloria's. It probably is. And that's so beautiful. I love the syncopation in this as well. That little slowdown there is just perfect. And that pause where everything cuts up, oh, it also means that she doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't go, oh, yeah, yeah. She doesn't do anything massive. She doesn't need to. That might be a bit overkill. It's just so classy. It's a really classy way of doing it. Let's go back and listen to that again. Oh, now go!
Just turn around now, but you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to crush me with goodbye? You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, no,
Yes! Oh, that's so good. Oh, no, nice! A little head nod as well.
crush me with goodbye. You think I'd crumble? You think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, 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 we'll survive. And as long as I know
That mix is so good.
I've got all my life to live, and I've got so much love to give, and I'll survive. I'll
Survive.
I will survive.
I want to listen to this end again and really also point out that this is not all chest voice. She's like, I will survive. That would go like that, because that would be horrible. I will survive. She is lightening off, thinning out her vocal folds and going somewhere in between chest voice and head voice, a mix. People often think of mix as a really defined extra register, and it can mean a whole variety of things. There's a lot of lingo around vocal coaching, and I like to throw that out as much as I can. I want it to be as simple and easy to understand as possible. Your chest voice is basically rooted in your speaking voice. Hey, I'm talking down here. Your head voice, whoo. If you kind of make a whoo, like a little owl sound, then that's your head voice. And you can kind of combine these two sounds to have joint registers. You can slide all those colours in between my chest voice on that slide up to my head voice are iterations of mix, that grey area. Now she's using quite a full mix. I will survive, but it's not full chest voice, or she'd probably have a kind of tighter feeling. It would be even heavier. It still has that fluidity, that lightness, that flowing feeling that allows it to feel free. I just want to listen to that. This classic song was a pitch and vote winner, so thank you for voting for this one. And before we go, I have just released some slots in my calendar for doing teaching again. So I have more spaces on Tuesday. If you're someone who is interested in singing lessons, please do not hesitate to get in touch. Alright, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.